Hey everyone, welcome back with Bino Mac. Today is another installment in my AKI Evolution series where we will see how the AKI titles have changed over time. We're on the final two games this month, fellas, as we take a look into what was added and removed from No Mercy after the Japanese exclusive Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. Let's go wild. As usual, I'm going to go over all the removed features from VPW2 first. There's quite a lot in this entry. First off, since masks aren't really featured as prominently in No Mercy, the mask ripping feature was removed once more. Also, if you remember from last video, some of the biggest additions to VPW2 were the shoot fighting mechanics. If you don't, check out last video, link in the description below. Well anyway, those shoot fighting mechanics such as mounting, takedowns, straight combos, yeah, those are all gone now. The only fighting style in this game is wrestling since the hybrid and shoot styles have been removed. Which makes sense since the WWF never really had any of those style of fighters. Entrances have been cut in half since the last few games. Titantrons, fireworks, official music, and lighting are all still here, but now we skip the second half and no promos either. The referee has been completely removed. The ability to choose which move you want opponents to use when they steal your finisher is no longer available. The last feature removed was the Test of Strength feature that was a part of the series since the beginning. A shame to see it go, but once again, you didn't see Test of Strength at this time in the WWE, so it makes sense why it wasn't included. A bit of a bummer to see all those things go, but we do get some new stuff here that makes a big difference. To start off, there is a new type of double team move, the Irish Whip Rebound Grapple. The timing is very difficult without a friend, but if timed right, you can do some devastating moves like the double arm drag, or the clear reason this type of move was introduced, the 3D. A sweet quality of life improvement is being able to go from back grapples to front grapples. Heck, you get 3 swings per grapple, so you can go front to back, then back to front, or vice versa. Holding folks back has now been moved to seat down. Disqualification has been properly implemented for the first time in the franchise. If you hit someone with a weapon while standing in the ring, you'll be DQ'd. Although it's still fair game outside of it, I guess. A new special situation is included as well. Ground grapple specials are in large supply, although they mess up the sidewalk slam to submission finisher since it only goes into your normal submission instead of the finisher. This is pretty cool for playing against friends or the CPU since you don't spam your special finishers all match now, but it totally breaks the AI. You'll never see a match in No Mercy end with the Walls of Jericho or Crippler Crossface if computers are going at it. They just didn't advance the AI enough to have them work on body parts before using their special finishers. But that's something most players don't care about anyway. At least when you steal a ground move in the special state, it's properly implemented so that you take their finisher if they have one as well. Speaking of finisher stealing, No Mercy is the only game in the series that allows you to steal your tag team partner's finisher too. Exclusively in a tag team match, while in the special state, press L, R, A, and B all together to show your friends and foes just who the man really is. You can't do ground specials though, only front and back grapples from partners. The selling animations in this game have been updated. For the big moves like high risk dives on a downed foe, they will spaz out upon impact. You can see this happen with the strongest weapons as well, like ladders or sledgehammers if you hit the sweet spots. AKI must have been inspired by Rikishi because for powerful clotheslines in this game, opponents will be knocked into so hard they'll spin in mid-air. A new form of humiliation is available too. If you beat down your opposition enough with TKO turned off, they'll struggle to stand. If they can't, they'll end up in the losing it state. The opponent will stay on the ground for an extended period of time. This ends prematurely if you interact with them in any way. You'll find this especially useful for steel cage or multi-man matches. Pretty badass, honestly. A new enemy position is in this title. Sometimes if you hit someone near the ropes, they'll be stunned for a second and hang off of them. Unfortunately, there's no moves to do in this state, so it's weird they even included this. If you hit them with a strong enough strike, the opponent will fall outside of the ring. Although it is cool in steel cage matches because you can smack the back of their heads off the cage in this state. One small thing, I don't know if you consider it an improvement, but some of the controls have been revamped, mostly the C buttons. Now you can toss opponents out of the ring much easier. Instead of having to strong grapple, you can throw out opponents in weak grapple too. In a grapple state, drag a foe towards the ropes and now you need to press C up. This has become quite a popular tactic for the AI now in this game. Same button for pushing someone back in the ring as well. With the C down button free, its main purpose when near walls, barricades, or the ring is to bash an opponent's face off of whatever is near. This is a great way to make victims bleed. Speaking of ringside, now we have more things to make the environment feel more complete. An announcer's table is at ringside. You can toss enemies onto it with C up and then slam them through the table. There's ringside steps that you can run up as well as use them as weapons. Weapons are also something that have had a major upgrade. Pressing C left while near the barrier is now the proper method to gain one. A new attack option is throwing them at far away characters. The biggest improvement by far is that when you drop or throw them, weapons actually stay on the ground and can be picked up again at any time. When you slam someone on top of one, they even have sound effects to go with it so it sells the impact of the move. Now there's even weapon taunts. You still drop weapons when jumping over opponents, but now you hold on to them when you run into the ropes. You can also keep a weapon when breaking up a pin. It's clear that weapons were a priority for AKI in this release due to the growing popularity of hardcore wrestling in the WWF at the time. Another great addition that was all the rage in wrestling around this time was the backstage fighting. AKI didn't disappoint in this department either. You can fight on every single stage in this game, and on some of them, you can even find hidden spots for grabbing weapons like on the Raw's War stage and Survivor Series. They didn't stop there though. 5 new backstage areas are available in almost every match now. You start in the hallway, which is the central hub. There's always weapons littered on the floor here to use. You can Irish whip punks into the walls or smack their faces off of them too. In the locker room, there's some tables set up so that you can slam enemies onto them. Chairs are available to use, but if you want something else, you can rummage through other wrestlers' lockers to use what's inside. Across the hall is the boiler room that also has weapons lying around. Likely these are things that mankind considers as friends. Up the hall from here is the sports lounge. Grab weapons from behind the bar, smash someone's head off a dartboard, or slam them through a billiards table. The final area is the parking lot. Weapons are, of course, here. It's by far the biggest area in the game. I don't know why, but you can't throw wrestlers into cars here, which is a massive missed opportunity. But you can climb in the back of this truck and fight inside. This is by far the biggest improvement for me in this game and a reason why fans love No Mercy to this day. That's all for today, folks. Next episode, we're going to compare World Tour to No Mercy to see just how much the gameplay has evolved over those 3 years. Like and subscribe to Bino Mac if you enjoyed, and if you don't want to miss that episode or any of my content on Aki Sunday, ring the notification bell. Remember though, above all else, please remember to have a nice day.